needs to disagree in love.
Well, I don't disagree with that point. The truth is, you don't have to follow him.
Exactly.
You
You
don't have to
watch his
comment.
content.
Exactly.
You don't have to.
Nobody's forcing you to do that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with people who follow other people
Mhm.
in order to talk negative.
Right.
So I would say I don't disagree with him asking people to probably just be quiet and move on, or
Right.
that's not what he said, but
Right.
it is something that I would be okay saying.
Got you.
Just be quiet and move on, or just stop following me.
Right.
Especially if you're going to be very vitriolic and negative
Yeah.
and disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's totally unnecessary, because first of all, he's not trying to live your life for you. He's living his life. You need to live yours. If you don't agree with what he's doing, just ignore him.
Can I share one
He's
more
not
thing?
even on my what do you think? I don't
On
even
his
follow him.
Instagram?
I don't even know what
Can I share? We'll have to
because I
retro-
don't
add-
appreciate his
But I want to mention one thing to you. An unbeliever said to me this week, this made them want to marry. Because, and just hear me out. You can sigh. No, it's fine. It's fine.
you should take the
It's fine.
You should take the commercial and
It's-
come. Take the
We're
ad
gonna
and
go
come
further
back.
and I'll be right back.
Spreading love to the nation, to the faces of love far and near. The memories of reaching out to listeners all about it. It's spreading smiles everywhere. So looking back with your concern, the Lord has come to solve His way. And now we're celebrating 50 years of music and family, 50 years of love. We're celebrating 50 years of music and family, 50 years of love. We're celebrating 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 50 years of love.
Jamaica Central Bank digital currency is now here. Jamdex, no cash, no problem. Step into a future of ease, convenience, and security. Conduct business with your mobile device instantly and without fees. This is how life should be with Jamdex. You catch it free. Jamdex are the real free. Use it to buy a store bar TV. You can buy your shoes or 3Ps. Get the central bank digital currency. No cash, no problem. Jamdex, backed by the Bank of Jamaica.
Summer often brings some much needed fun in the sun, but as the temperatures and humidity rise, so do the dangers of heat illness. Today, we put some much needed early preparation to preventing a heat stroke during this upcoming summer season. And here to help us do so is family physician, Dr. Susan R. Scott. Dr. R. Scott is okay. Dr. R. Scott is going to talk to us about how to manage the heat. It's been pretty hot Oh, good. We have Dr. Ascot now. Dr. Ascot, are you hearing me?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
You're kind of low. Is she okay?
I don't
I'm
know.
here.
Uh,
I'm
you
hearing
want
you.
me to?
I'm just concerned whether the listeners are hearing because it's kind of low on my side, but it might be fairly high. It might be fairly okay. Or otherwise. So, Doc, before we go into the conversation, okay, I think it might be fairly easy to understand what a heat stroke is, but we probably only understand it because we've heard of it. But what exactly is a heat stroke? Is that a thing?
Well, it certainly is a thing. That's why you know the name. Basically, when the human body goes above 104 degrees centigrade, you can have the features of a heat stroke. So a heat stroke is a collection of signs and symptoms that tell you that your body is overheating.
Oh, so
And
it's
of course, if
overheating.
you it's overheating, and it can get to a point where you can go unconscious and you can have a seizure. And every time you have a seizure, you damage your brain.
Every time you have a
And
seizure, you damage your brain, you said.
correct,
Oh
correct,
my.
correct.
Wow.
So, and that's why you can die in the middle of a seizure.
Got it.
So it's not a joke. And as we all on the planet start to suffer from global warming, um, and that the predictions that are in by 2050, um, none of us will be able to tolerate when the normal outdoor temperature gets to about 50 degrees.
Wow. So heat stroke is one of the things we're highlighting, but there other heat related illnesses or challenges, etc., that we probably should be paying attention to as well.
Well, okay, let's just deal with heat. Um, or you're both married men, I realize, having listened to your conversation not too long ago. Um, and if by virtue of that activity that you were discussing not too long ago,
That
you
activity is
probably
sex.
have
Okay.
children.
Well,
You
I
probably
have.
have children.
Just say yes, Doc. Well,
So
I don't know. Do you have children, Victor? No, no children
No,
yet,
no
fame, but
kids yet.
I have
yes,
one.
yes, the operative word is yet. So if you have a child under the age of 5 and they get a virus, a flu virus, and their
Right.
temperature goes above a certain amount, that child can have a seizure and go unconscious. And
Right.
your precious baby that you adore because they look just like you, your eyes, your mouth, your nose,
Well, mine
and you
definitely
will
like me, but yes,
fly up to the nearest hospital because you are
correct.
afraid that that child will die. So,
Mm,
so, so, so the same high temperature, so high core temperature. So when they give you a core temperature of 104, they're talking about putting a thermometer in your bottom. And that's not a common place for people to do in the middle of a construction site where you are building a 7 tower building and one of the men who was painting on the side collapses. So I wouldn't suggest you walk around with a thermometer and put it in his bottom. Might not like you for that. But if you recognize that he is sweating and he may or may not have vomited, he may or may not be unconscious, he may be so hot that he doesn't sweat.
wow.
But the fact that he's unconscious makes you quite concerned, and that person might be very much having a heat stroke, and you have to cool him down quickly. So if you have a pail of water or you have one of the whatever, you throw it on him, get his core temperature down, get him breathing, put him on his side. So if he starts to have a seizure or vomit, he doesn't go into his lung, and then he drowns in his own excrement. So we all need to recognize it. We can be driving through halfway tree. Your office is not too far from halfway tree. And you
Mm,
might see, particularly the elderly
yeah.
and the children, a lot of our children go unsupervised to and from school. We're having a situation now where teachers have withdrawn their services. Children may have gone to school and they have to go home on their own. And you might see a child pass out on the side of the road. Do take that water bottle and wet the child and cool him down until you can figure out where his caregiver or parent is.
So we are, Doc. We're facing it's hot now. Like
It's very hot.
I mean, it's like, and then supposedly we're not at the height of summer yet when it's supposed to get hotter.
Correct.
What are we expecting? How
So
do
you try
we?
and don't go outside in the sun between 11 and 3, for God's sake. If you can
Oh,
stay inside, stay inside. If you can get under shade, get under shade. Keep that core temperature down. Hydrate, drink something, anything, because once you drink something, you cool from the inside. If you start to perspire, that's good because the body is trying to get thermoregulate and bring that core temperature down because the body knows that this is not good. If you get to a point where you're so hot, so dry, you can't pee, there's nothing left, that person will stop sweating and that person is in significant trouble and needs to be gotten to a facility where you can
mhm.
put up a line and cool them down quickly with
Wow.
medical help.
So these are okay. So you're saying if it does get hotter, there are different things that we can do. Obviously, staying hydrated, but we're sort of in a slight catch-22 because we do have a drought on, and the water
Correct,
situation
correct.
is
But everybody, every push cart and hand cart man have a little bottle of water somewhere. Anything, anything. Kool-Aid, Pepsi, I don't care. Cool them
drink
down.
cool down with something. All right. So and because you've given us a couple of, I was going to ask you at what point do we seek medical attention during, but then you did indicate obviously some signs of vomiting. Person might be a bit hot, but not necessarily
Confused,
sweaty. Oh,
confused,
confused.
confused, can't converse with you, don't know where they are, don't know what they're doing.
Okay. Also, and then you said stay out of sun, stay inside between 11 and 3. That how does that work for people who love go beach and them something?
Well,
Summertime
water
comes.
is
So
good because if you go into the water of the beach or the pool, your skin gets wet. So
okay,
as your
that
body
helps.
evaporates that water,
It cools you
um,
down.
you cools you down. So I mean, I don't know how many of you did physics when you were in school, and you know that
Did
experiment where you put a little water on the bulb, and that the temperature of the bulb actually goes down compared to where it was when the bulb was lit but no water on it. So it speaks to how it is. But of course, in a situation like Jamaica where it can be quite humid, so the higher the humidity, the higher the temperature, you can't sweat, you can't cool down, and you're more likely to get heat stroke.
wow. What about clothing? Very quickly, as
Light,
we wrap up.
light cotton, light
Light
cotton.
cotton clothing is best for.
Don't layer. This is not Europe. You don't need a cardigan. You don't need to wrap up. Cool. I'm not saying the ladies must be half naked now in the middle of halfway tree, but they can wear a cool cotton skirt and they're quite civilized, but still cool.
Quite civilized. I love that. Quite. Go on with your
Percy,
question,
I have
Victor.
a question. So I know a lot of persons who work in the air conditioning in their offices,
Correct?
and so
Correct?
it becomes a bit of a bit of a challenge because they dress for work, which is 9 to 5,
Take
and
it
then they have to
off.
commute
Take
before and
off the
after in the heat.
cardigan when you're going outside.
Right. So
Please,
bring it.
bring
Take
it
it with
for the
you and then
office
take it off when
and
you go outside.
leave it on the back of the chair when you come tomorrow to be right there.
Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. So there you go. Doc, thank you very much for how can we get in touch with you if folks need more information about this the what we were talking about, heat stroke or just sort of surviving the temperatures and still maintaining health and avoiding heat related illness and possible death.
Um, I am sure all of their primary care physicians in and around the country should be quite competent to help them in that regard. For myself, I'm easily found, Seymour Park, Unit 1, and I've been in family practice now for 34 years in Jamaica, so I don't think I'm that unknown or that hard to find.
There you go. Dr. Susan R. Scott. Is Minot R. Scott? Is that what it is?
Mine at first, always a minor. Just in case he changes me out for 18-year-old upgrade, I have to make sure the minor is
You
there.
know what, Doc? I'm not gonna go there with you, I just said change me out for 18-year-old. Dr. Susan Minot R. Scott, fantastic doctor and clearly also a comedian. At the end of his day.
I'm planning for my night job. My
There
night
you
job,
go.
just in case the day job doesn't
In
work
case
out.
the day job doesn't work out, you have something else you can do. Thank you so much, Doc, for that very good information about how we can survive the summer heat. All right, so from Dr. R. Scott, we go to Dr. Brown.
What?
That's you. So last week we were talking about oh, we have to go for something. All right, so last
16.
week we were talking about NF and his album, and we said we're gonna continue with the track this week. So tell me if we're gonna need to take a break before
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
get
we're gonna take a quick break
into
and
it.
then get back to it.
All right. Well, the songs we played last week, we're not gonna go again. Did we do the title track "Hope" last week?
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we did "Careful." Was that one?
We did careful.
And we did "Mama."
Mama. Yeah.
Okay, so then we're gonna try and get through a couple more for the rest of the time that we have. This is Engage. It's your drive time entertainment and lifestyle choice right here on the Family Station, Love 101.
It's the Healthy Hair and Beauty Expo this weekend at the Jamaica Pegasus. 2 days of shopping, discounts, giveaways, and more. Get your tickets now at healthyhairandbeautyexpo.com or at our ticket outlets. See you this weekend at the Healthy Hair and Beauty Expo at the Jamaica Pegasus. Follow us at Healthy Hair Beauty Expo.
Some say there are as many as 100 names for God. How many do you know? Do you know their meanings and power? Join host Bishop Harris Steve Blair and guests Pastor Courtney Morrison and Apostle O'Neill Richards on Tuesday, May 30 at 10 a.m. as they talk about the many names of God, right here on the Family Station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Yay! Get ready for an inspiring time inside Love in the Morning with me, your host, Jokal Dyer, this Monday, May 29. Listen throughout the show for tips on how to become the best version of who you are in the feature, Becoming You. Grab your cup of coffee and start the day right with Morning Coffee Pick Me Up Devotional at 6 a.m. Cruise with Love on Your Radio at 7 a.m. inside Drive Time Jammings with great music to lift your day. Do you remember the games you used to play as a Jamaican child? Let's talk about them in the feature, Being Jamaican. 8:30 a.m. inside The Healthy Way, we discuss also. 9:30 a.m. is Something More, brought to you by the Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center. Stick and stay with us. This Pick Me Up Monday inside Love in the Morning, 5 to 10 a.m. on the Family Station, Love 101. Celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
This alright, just wake up.
As a motto, so he is. Well, you're going to tell me what it's about. You
Alright,
said this is
so
one of your favorites.
one of my favorites of the album, Hope. This song is pretty much what he's getting at is your value is not determined by the validation of people. That's the whole message of the song. So you don't need an award recognizing the greatness of what you produce or create to prove that you have value because he realizes that the system is not necessarily equitable or meritocratic. And so it's not always fair. You have so many great creatives that get overlooked and persons will get exalted at award shows, etc. But don't allow that to deter you in your creativity
Is
and
what
in
he's
just being
saying.
a great person. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because here it says that he was also making a comment about his refusal to follow conventional ways of being a celebrity in music
Absolutely. Yeah.
and not wanting to do what the record label wanted him to do
Yep.
and following his own path. And
Yep.
okay, so but why is he called Motto? That's an interesting name.
Because he pretty much had the motto or what part of his whole ideology is I will not fit within the confines of the norm. I will not fit within or um, kind of allow myself to be molded by the marketing strategy and the overall traditional avenues. So that's his
before he
motto.
got to that perspective.
That's what he was. What?
I think he was doing that before he got to that perspective.
Really?
Yes,
Based on what?
yes, because he said that's not my motto. So he said that his perspective changed, and now he has a new motto. So he fix everything in new. He has a new perspective, a new way of life. So he used to make song to get an award and all that, but he has a different perspective right now, and so he's standing by this motto, basically.
Interesting. I didn't get that from it. But
Right,
I
because he
guess
said you might see me in the same clothes I had on last week. I'm not ashamed.
Mhm.
No, you heard the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my motto. Right. So here's a new way of life, a new way of thinking.
All right.
Interesting.
Okay. Very vehemently coming to his defense. There. Thank you for that. All right. What's the next song? What's the next song? We're going through this 13-track album from NF. This one feels like one of those finding myself
Yeah.
kind of affirmation. I'm living in, I'm owning all the things that are happening to me. And you know how all these self-help guru type statements that talk about, definition of happiness is loving what you have and da, 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 da.
Mhm.
Maybe there's some truth to that. I mean, it seems quite freeing to just say, well, this is what I have and I love it.
Right.
You don't have to love it. So that this gives me that kind of vibe. Am
Yeah.
I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong. I think that's definitely one of the layers in it. I think one of the other things that in the lyrics it seems to address is just he's again addressing this generation's striving for happiness, and a lot of people trying to do the things that everybody does to be happy. And I think he's kind of just addressing that no, that I can't be happy doing that. Because there's some part of the song where he talks about I do all of these things, I do this, I do that, I do that, and I can't find happiness in that. So I think that's also another layer to it. Davey, I don't know if you have any reflections. I know you have some deep thoughts in my friend. You want to share with the church? Really say it?
Share with the church.
Which other track are we looking at?
Wait, so you didn't agree with Davio's assessment of his motto earlier?
Nah. I mean, I agreed overall. I just don't agree that he switched his motto. I think ever since he started out, NF has just chosen, I'm going to be the dark horse and I'm okay with it. If I don't get successful in the world's definition of success or the industry's definition of success, fine. I'm good because I've done what I've been created to excellently.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Pandemonium next.
All right,
Let's hear
let's
it.
hear this one. So there's this quality about this music that can have some haunting qualities
Okay.
or properties, and this is one of those where it's almost like the lyrics looms over you, and at the same time it
Pulling you.
mesmerizes you. So you kind of like you're waiting to hear what he's gonna say next, but at the same time you're really enjoying the musicality
Yeah.
of what he's created. So it's not just the lyrics and the the momentum and how, as we say in Jamaica, the rhythm, right, the rhythm, whatever it is, but it's just the full composition. It feels like
Yeah.
you're at an orchestra.
Yeah. I definitely am with you there. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. And I mean, I guess you might have to probably like soak with these songs a bit longer to answer this. But I'm interested to hear like how the whole idea of sounding too much like the world fits with like this album. Because Nate has traditionally been held by many persons in Christendom to be, he's not really, he's really saved, he's really saved, because he's not singing about Jesus, Holy Spirit, sanctification. He's not singing about these things. This song is a flex song. And so one of the things I
What's
want
a flex song?
a flex song, all right, for persons who are fans of like rap or hip hop, you would know people like Joyner Lucas, you know people like Eminem, you know some of these rappers in the rap culture. Rappers, a big part of it is a flex. It is stunting. It is kind of bragging. That's the easiest word to put to it. So it's kind of bragging on your abilities, what you're able to do, what you've accomplished, kind of thing. And the truth is, this song really and truly is a flex song. He's showing his versatility. He's showing his dynamism. He's talking about what he's done as a creative. I'm impressed because I listen to a lot of rap and hip hop, so I know it does well just overall, not just in the Christian sphere, but standing beside any of the secular greats. This is a really well constructed rap song. The cadence, the rhyme scheme, the lyrical composition, his delivery is powerful. But I do wonder how much like the world that looks, because he's not saying Jesus will worship you and adore you. Holy Spirit, come and fill this place.
Oh, okay. Well, I take your point, and I think I treat it the same way I would Lauren, because Lauren get a lot of criticism
Yeah.
for not always having Jesus. But then I would say to people, if you know her full repertoire, then you understand her
Where she's coming
core
from.
message, yes, and also why she's done her music the way that she's done it. You know, there's this concept of catching more flies with honey than with vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes when people take this approach to life
Mm-hmm.
and the way that they want to live out their calling,
Mm-hmm.
it may not. We have this impression that if you're a Christian and you're singing,
Mm-hmm.
then all of your songs should be
deeply theological.
all of your songs should be a particular way.
Yeah.
Now, I think that if you are a Christian committed to the word, right all the time, if you're a Christian and you're committed to living for Christ, then whatever you do and however you use your talent, at the core of it, it's going to be about pleasing the Father, and using it to edify others. Now, that doesn't mean you can't sing a love song, or you can't sing a lullaby, or you can't,
or just a great song,
or you can't sing a song of inspiration.
Yeah.
So I know Christians expect every Christian musician to do worship and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a limited way of understanding how the talent that God has given you is used for his glory and your edification, and for you to experience the love by which and for which you were created. I think it's kind of a, so that's so I say
100% there with you on that.
I would agree. I would treat any criticism of his music sounding not explicitly Christian the same way I would Lauren Diego. Now, I don't know if I've ever found any songs from NF that are explicitly worship. Perhaps that isn't the kind of music that he does, but I have found songs from Lauren that are explicitly worship, and explicitly honoring God, and it's very clever writing the whole way through, right? But I don't know, NF is really outstanding, talented music that I find to be sufficiently sanctified for me to just enjoy.
Got you.
And that's where we say goodbye from another in the series Engage, your drive time entertainment and lifestyle choice, right here on the Family Station Love 101. Thanks to Davio and Victor for taking care of things on the other side of the microphone. Thank you for listening. Join us again next Friday. We start at 5:30, and we do it as part of your drive time entertainment and lifestyle choice. And it's on the Family Station. Join us again next week. Listen on Love Him app in the meantime. Goodbye. I didn't do this for open thing.
Do you have a heart condition? Your care should be in the hands of our experienced cardiovascular team at Partners Interventional Center of Jamaica. We're one of the leading heart centers for angiogram, stenting, pacemakers, EP studies, and ablation therapy. PICJ has the expertise and latest technology to treat all your heart needs. Call 876-995-7425 or email info@pic-jm.com for appointments. PICJ, your partners for life.
with some Lasco instant chocolate. Rise with the sun and face the day with some Lasco instant chocolate. Pull a pack, stir it up. Hot or cold, enjoy the chocolatey goodness any time of the day and unleash instant smiles, instant happiness.
Let us live, love, and respect the lives of others. A safer and more peaceful Jamaica is well within our reach.
The time brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister is
3 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock.